So, it was a big year in literature this year, wasn't it?
Definitely. I didn't do too much stuff, but the main thing that I did was this class called Heroic You, which was about analyzing various heroes throughout literature and the hero's journey and that kind of stuff. And at first we looked at stereotypically recognizable heroes from the fantasy books and that kind of stuff. Later we went on into things that are kind of like historical fiction and that sort of thing. And it was really fun and pretty informative too.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah, it was.
So, what were some of your favorite books from that class?
The Hobbit, Peak, A Way to Mercy, and Lions of Little Rock.
Ooh, those are good books, aren't they?
I guess so.
And you analyzed poetry for that class as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a bit more difficult. And I didn't do it quite as well, but I was working on it.
Well, this is the first year you tried to do that kind of poetry analysis, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, it's harder the first time you do something.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the poems that you did in that class?
I remember that I liked the poem about autumn that I don't remember what its name was.
Oh, Fall, yeah.
Yeah, that was a poem I remember. And McCavity.
Right, that's from T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats.
Yeah.
And you wrote a poem that was in the style of that kind of animal poetry, didn't you?
Yep.
What was the name of that?
Relicula Trafob.
Yeah, that was a good poem, hon.
Yeah.
And you had to do a lot of written analysis or other kinds of analyses of the books, didn't you?
Yeah, those weren't that fun, but I got them all done.
Well, you got a lot better by the end of being able to do those kinds of papers.
Oh, thank you.
But also, you did some of your analyses in artistic ways or through pictures or images, right?
Oh, yeah. I did one or two of those like that.
And those were neat, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great group of kids in that class. And you got to work in teams or in your house. What house were you?
Anafiximus. It ended up that I got the whole most amount of points that anyone else on the thing, and I didn't even get a reward.
Well, you got the honor. Yeah, the house thing was all about developing teamwork, wasn't it? And working in group projects together.
Yeah, that's not something I like that much.
But it's an important skill, and I think you worked on it this year, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because the class was talking about how you bring the hero's journey into your own life, right?
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
And you did the Newbery Book Club again this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
And this year Robert was doing it too, so that made it fun. What Newbery book did you like the best this year?
Well, I like Bus.
So you used an online vocabulary program this year, didn't you?
Yup.
What was that called?
I think it might have been called Words and Their Stories.
You liked that program, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you like learning
Whoops,
about
I
words, don't you?
Yeah. They're interesting.
And you did grammar online.
Yeah.
What did you use for that?
I think it was called Grammar Logs or Grammar Logs.
Yeah, grammar logs.
I also did some obsessing over the weirdities of English on my blog.
That's right. You had your blog, and you had some great blog posts this year.
Oh, thank you.
And, more people are starting to comment, so that was good.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you did NaNoWriMo.
Oh, yeah.
And did you win this year?
Yeah, I didn't finish my book and it isn't that good, but I won.
Well, not everything you write is going to be the greatest, but it's a good process to go through.
Yeah.
And I think you're getting better in your fiction writing.
Oh, thank you.
So you read the largest number of books in Heroic You, 21 books for that.
Yeah.
And you read the largest number of books in your Newbery Club too, right?
Oh, yeah.
How many of those did you read?
I don't remember. I think it was 75 or something.
Yeah. So that's a lot of books and reviewed and did things on. So you worked really hard this year in literature, so I'm proud of you, hon.
Thank you.